This will end up being quite the Film Face-Offs episode next year. So, the Daily Wire officially announced their younger content, their children's content, Benki, earlier today, and they also announced a live-action Snow White film, Snow White and the Evil Queen, set to release next year. And it's pretty obvious that that there's no shock. It's coming out the same year as the horrendous-looking Disney live-action remake. And I'm already wondering, or I'm not wondering, I can pretty much tell that this is already going to be better than the Disney version. So I just think it's pretty funny whenever Disney getting trolled is one of the funniest things I can find on the internet. Speaking of trolled, I know there are probably going to be some people who ask me, because I've seen other YouTubers who talk about stuff like this, talk about that new Amber Heard movie, In the Fire, or whatever it's called. And if you guys are wondering if I'm going to hate watch that, I read the synopsis of the movie. It's basically a big anti-religious movie, so I'd rather sit on a cactus than watch that, so no, I'm not going to be watching that. Not even hate watching it. I have some semblance of taste. But I've reviewed the other Daily Wire movies. Well, 3 of them. The first one came out back in 2018. I wasn't doing reviews at that point. But in 2022, they released 3 films. They released Shut In, which was decent, even if I thought it should have been more of a 45-minute short film. The Hyperions, which I really enjoyed, and Terror on the Prairie that had Gina Carano, which I also enjoyed. So they've put out movies that I really like. And I have a feeling that this is going to be at least decent. It'll at least be better than the Disney one. Because everything we've seen about the Disney version... Okay, so first off, they already have somebody casted who looks closer to Snow White. It's Brett Cooper, who's also going to be in their TV show, The Pendragon Cycle, which is something else I will be watching that also comes out next year. And I watch her content and everything, so I know who she is, and she's done acting before. This isn't like we're just casting one of our own just because. She has acting experience. So, and considering her competition is Rachel Zegler, who's not exactly the greatest actress, and she's not exactly the greatest person either, they already have a one-up on Disney. And 2, they already seem to be following the story a lot more. I mean, the title alone is already closer to the source material because it actually seems to be adapting the actual story as opposed to... What were they talking about with the new one where it's basically like... It's less of the evil queen wants to be the fairest of them all. That's the entire purpose of the story. And they said they're changing it because Snow White's like a better political leader than evil queen. Is that what they were talking about? I watch as few interviews as possible with these people because they are so hard to watch. I mean, they're fun to make fun of, but they're not fun when you have to sit through them. So I prefer to watch other people make fun of those interviews and riff on them than actually watching them myself, because I might cringe myself into a coma if I have to do that. So, yeah, I'm already looking forward to this one. This one's going on the list for next year because, yes, of course I have a list because I'm that disorganized, so I have to keep one, otherwise I'm going to forget everything. And... yeah, that's pretty much it. This one, I can already guarantee is going to be better than the Disney one. And what I said in the intro, where I said this is going to be an interesting episode of Film Face-Off, you better believe I'm going to be debating these two. Well, it's not going to be much of a debate, is it? It's going to be it's going to be the equivalent to my last one, which was No Way Home and The Flash, which was very one-sided, and in terms of the voting, it turns out right now No Way Home is sweeping The Flash, which is something I haven't seen yet. And, by the way, that next episode should be coming tomorrow. I've been having editing issues. I don't know why my editing software is giving me the huge middle finger with that video alone. It's only that one. Like, all the other ones are working fine. I don't know why this one's having such issues. Because it was supposed to come out yesterday, but the editing's just like, nope, fuck you. What was my point? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, you better believe I'm going to be watching this, and like I mentioned, their King Arthur TV show, The Pendragon Cycle, which comes on next year. Neither of these have official release dates, but they are coming out next year, so you better believe I'm going to be watching and reviewing them, and I'll actually probably be ranking Daily Wire's content after probably both of these come out, depending on how early they come out. I'll be ranking these along with the other 4 movies they've done. So, yeah, that's all I got, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.